Saltyhead here. They found me out. It doesn't look very good for me. Hello everyone, Saltyhead here on another adventure. Today we're in Salem, Massachusetts at the Salem witch trials. This occurred back in 1692 and 24 witches were condemned to death and one man was killed by putting stones on his chest and he could no longer breathe. It was a terrible time, there was lots of hysteria and everybody was accusing one another. And it didn't end until the governor's wife was finally accused of being a witch and he finally put a stop to it. So let's just go take a walk around town and see what this is all about.
Usually people say because she's a witch. And there is a backstory to it. In 1970, their set burned down. They had to find an offset location to shoot. So they packed everything up, came to the East Coast, shot a couple episodes, and it's after these episodes air, everyone starts coming to Salem to get a look at the witch city. It's when we start painting witches on everything. So tell me, have you guys seen our police cars yet? Our fire trucks? Our taxis? All right, keep your eyes out as you're walking around town. Police cars have a witch on the side. Fire trucks have witches on the side. Our police officer patches and badges have witches on them. Taxis, half of them are now green and the witches on the side get bigger and bigger every year. I'll give you one guess as to what the mascot for the high school football team is. It is a witch. We've lost all originality at this point. Even our water tower has a witch on it.
Right now, you're located in the town of Salem, where the witch trials were held. Now, for some reason, in February of 1692, some of these girls began to have strange afflictions. Naturally, the doctor was called in to examine the girls. And it was this doctor, Dr. Briggs, who said that he could find nothing physically or medically wrong with these girls, and he believed that it must be the devil bewitching them. Well, this gave Reverend Paris the opportunity to point out his own personal enemies in the village and accuse them of practicing witchcraft in their attempts to bring harm to his family.
Will stand on my behalf. Do you not see your sight was condemned me, mistress? Please look on the beam. It's a little yellow bird. She sent it to torment us. Mistress, please take it away. Mistress! Look at the mark of his bite.
Here's the Witch Museum. Ooh. this is the House of Seven Gables that Nathaniel Hawthorne wrote about. The story goes along with a family, the Pynchons, who were very well off, and at one point the father couldn't afford to keep this house, so he decided to sell it, and one of the children didn't want to let it go, so he decided to frame his father for murder. And so it's a great American novel, and we should all have read it by now, and if you haven't, it's in the bookstore. Here's the gardens, and off in the distance you have the harbor. I haven't counted all the gables yet, but they say there's 7. I've counted 8. But somebody's probably off a little bit. You think?
I think so.
All right. And this is Nathaniel Hawthorne's home, this red home. When sailing ships from around the world landed here at Salem Harbor, they were processed here at the customs house, and the duties were paid on all the products that they brought in. And all these buildings along the waterfront here had something to do with trade from around the world. Everything here in Salem is all about the witches. This is the site where Giles Corey, an accused witch, was put to death by pressing. This is where you lie on the ground and they put a plank across your chest and they pile heavy stones onto the board until you can no longer breathe. And they kept asking him, please confess, confess. But his famous and final last words were, more wait, until he died.
Are you ready to confess? What do you have to say for yourself? Ooh, wait! Ooh, wait!
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video of the Salem witch trials. That was a tough time in our history when a lot of people were accused of being witches and a lot of innocent people died, and many more in Europe. But if you do come to Salem, make sure you buy your tickets early because they do sell out rather quickly. And so until next time, this is Saltyhead here in Salem, and thank you again for watching.